All right, Miles, let's talk about the Oklahoma Sooners program here for a little bit. They made a massive addition, huge news here over the weekend, big moves over there from Venables and Oklahoma. Sooners fans, you guys should be excited. Oklahoma just pulled in a massive commitment at a key position.
Yeah, Nick, I think this move is going to be absolutely phenomenal for the Sooners going forward, just showing that Venables knows exactly what he's doing when he is building this program. But Nick, I want to take a step back. We're about to talk about a potential superstar for the Oklahoma program in the future, but I don't want to talk about the superstars in the comment section below today. That is reserved for grinders only. You got to have the hard workers. You got to have the tough guys that came to work every day in and day out, even though they weren't the most notable players on the team. I want to know, who is your favorite average Joe, so to speak, Oklahoma Sooners player that didn't get the recognition they deserve? Let us know who that is in the comments section below. But Nick, now we can turn our attention back to a potential superstar. What's going on down in Oklahoma?
All right, Miles, let's get right into it. If you want to go ahead and throw it up, this is reported as of the great Hayes Fawcett over at On3 Sports, great recruiting reporter. Directly from Fawcett himself, elite tight end Devon Mitchell of Los Alamitos, that's in California, High announced his commitment to Oklahoma Saturday afternoon and will reclassify, that's huge, to the 2024 class. The 6'5", 245-pounder chose the Sooners over Miami and Alabama. The California tight end joins Coach Brent Venables in the Sooners' top 20 class in the 2024 team rankings. He is accompanied by four-star safety Jaden Hardy, four-star wide receiver Zion Kearney, and others. Mitchell ranks as the number 29 player in the On3 industry ranking. He also tabs in as the number 2 tight end and the number 3 player in the state of California. I'm going to repeat that, number 29 in the country, according to On3, and number 3 in the state of California. So this is obviously a massive addition to the Oklahoma Sooners football program. This guy is just an absolute beast. He looks like he's going to be a great tight end, 6'4", 250 pounds. Young guy's a phenomenal athlete. He'll only get bigger, stronger, and faster once he goes to a D1 Power 5 strength and conditioning program. This guy's going to be a great player for Oklahoma for many, many years. I love the fact he reclassified as well, so they'll get him in just 2 years. Originally, he was a member of the class of 2025. Miles, I'll throw it over to you now. What do you think of this big news from the Sooners? This is just another catapulting for Venables, right?
Yeah, no, I think this is really great, especially getting big commits on the offensive side of the ball. That shows that guys are getting out there recruiting hard for Oklahoma, knowing where they want to grow, because Venables has got a plan for this defense. And Nick, we say that, all of the stats, we have his rankings from On3, but I always like to go with the higher rankings if there is one. If you look over on 24/7 Sports as well, this guy is number 16 nationally on their composite rankings, number 2 tight end, and the number 1 player in the state of California. So I will go with the higher rankings. I think it sounds a little bit better, but we're splitting hairs here. This guy is going to be a stud nonetheless. But I want to get back to the recruiting, Nick. Tight end coach Joe John Finley has done a really great job here. I think this is probably the highest rated recruit he has ever recruited. And he goes down into unknown territory. This is a guy in the Midwest. This is a guy from Texas, of all places, as well as his home state. He goes over to this great state of California, where a ton of great football talent is. They get their foot in the waters there, Nick, and they get a high-level recruit from the West Coast. How big is that for a program like Oklahoma trying to prove themselves before they get into the SEC? This is how you have to do it. You have to get all of the recruits from all over the country, not just from where you are. So they are now expounding into the deeper waters, going all the way out west and getting the highest of level recruits that they could from out there, Nick. I think this is absolutely massive for Oklahoma.
Miles, and you touched on it there. Obviously, there were some concerns about Venables. Could he keep up the national recruiting pipeline the way Lincoln Riley could? It would make sense he could. We just haven't seen it yet in Oklahoma. If they want to go back to going to college football playoff games, it's going to be a lot harder transferring into the SEC shortly. They're going to have to recruit better than a lot of schools in the SEC, to be blunt about it. And the fact they're able to get this commit underneath from Alabama, who was very aggressively pursuing Devon Mitchell. I almost forgot his name there for a second. Alabama very aggressively pursuing Mitchell. The fact that Oklahoma was able to get him, I think, to me, shows that Venables and his entire recruiting staff, because it takes a staff to recruit this caliber, shows that they are on a right track for long-term success. This is an exciting development for Oklahoma. I think this is potentially just the first of many big-time commits coming down the road.